Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Tuesday, November 26, 2013. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's jump right into the charts here. We're going to start off with the usual S&P 500 E-mini futures. What you'll see here is that the futures are trading higher by about 3/4 of 1 point to 1803 and a quarter. Right now, it's a little bit hard to make too much out of it. The market was a little bit lower around 1801, but really it's a flat market before the opening bell rings at 9:30. Currently it's 8:40 a.m. So I'm really not sure how much we could make out of the S&P 500 E-mini futures. But what I will say is when we look at the European markets and the Asian markets, the European markets are holding up fine this morning. You do have the FTSE 100, which is England, and they can print their own money. So the London market is down about 0.3%, but the German DAX is basically flat. The CAC 40, which is France, they're basically flat. Italy and Spain are both trading up a little bit higher, so there's no real problems that we're seeing coming out of Europe today. And the Asian markets last night, in all fairness, were slightly negative, but nothing detrimental. You did have the Nikkei 225 pull back a little bit. That was down about 0.7%. I think the Bombay Sensex Index, which is India, that was down about 0.9%. So decent little decline there. But the Shanghai Composite was really basically flat, just down about a little over 0.1%. So not a big deal. We are coming into the holiday on Thursday. It will be the start of Hanukkah. It will also be the Thanksgiving Day holiday in the United States. So the market will be closed there. Volume trends have been very light already, and they're expected to be light really going forward. So you probably only get about 2 solid hours of trading activity, barring any major geopolitical event or major news coming out of any of the financial markets going forward. So again, take advantage of the morning time if you are a day trader. That's the best way to play it. Now, looking at some stocks in the news today, the big news is Men's Warehouse. Looks like they're trying to make a bid now for Joseph A. Bank. Both of those stocks are trading higher. You can see Men's Warehouse yesterday closed at $48.08. It's trading at around $50.90. Joseph A. Bank, which is JOSB, is the ticker symbol. You can see that's gotten a pretty big spike as well. Closed at $50.60, trading at $52.26. There's not much we could do with either one of these stocks. So again, I know it's a nice headline number. It's a lot of news, but there's not a lot of play there on either one of them, especially up here at these levels. So I would just leave them alone for the most part. Great move for Joseph A. Banks. If you own it, you just trail your stop loss or you take your profits, one or the other. I don't know if the deal is going to go through. The last deal did not. But there's going to be some kind of a deal happening here. There's going to be a happy medium. Somebody's going to get paid off. There's going to be some type of reward at the end of the rainbow. So you just sit tight with those. But they're really not great trading vehicles today. And I know I've already received a couple of phone calls and some emails saying, hey, what can we do with this? And I just said there's really not much you can do with it. So, again, that's the deal at the moment. I don't know if there's much out there that you could do, but it looks like that is driving up those clothers a little bit higher. So Men's Warehouse counters with a bid for Joseph A. Banks, and they're both getting a big lift. Joseph A. Banks obviously catching the bigger bid. So there's not much you could do there with either one of those equities. But it is nice headline news. Now, looking at some other stocks out here today, you have Tiffany's, which is really soaring and roaring, making a new high. This is up at around $86. I think the stock is overcooked here. I don't have a great fading level for the stock. I'd love to short this or fade it, but because of the new all-time high that it just made, it's very difficult. But I have a hard time seeing this go up much more from here. So be very careful. I think the stock is very overbought. I would not touch it at all on the long side up here at these levels. So if you're looking at Tiffany's and Company today after reporting earnings, I believe they reported earnings, just leave it alone. The stock's having a good reaction, at least at the moment, but I'm not sure if this is going to last. Unfortunately, due to the new high, I don't have a level where we could short it or fade the stock this morning, but I just wouldn't be a buyer here at these levels, and maybe later today it'll give us some other signals, but that's the best that I have at the moment. Looking at a couple of other equities today, you have Hormel, I believe, raising their dividend. So this one catching a pretty good little bid ahead of the opening bell as well. There's not much we could do with that one either. But a couple of stocks that I will be looking to trade this morning will be NUAN Communications. This stock is getting hit. I will have a gap level for that posted up in the chat room a little bit later. Also, this DSW, I will have a gap level. I do have a couple gap levels for that as well. It is catching a little bit off of its morning lows, but I will have some gap levels for this one also. And then we'll be looking at a couple of other names out here that could be a little bit volatile. Take-Two Interactive, TTWO, is another one. I'll have a gap level for this thing also. Right now, when I look at this equity, it's had a pretty good little fall from 17 down to around a little below 16. But there will be some decent levels in play. So come on over to the chat room. We'll have those posted up for you right around 9 o'clock in the morning. And there'll be, I think we got about 3 to 4 gap plays. All should be pretty solid from what I'm seeing. There's also some news on JCPenney's today. JCPenney's, it looks like you have a corporate officer bought some shares. I think it was Mike Ullman, who's the CEO. I think he bought 112,000 shares of the stock. So there's some insider buying there in JCPenney's. I think he paid $9 or $8.95 a share. I forget now. But either way, some little insider buying on JCPenney's from Mike Ullman, and he is the CEO. So there's some news there, and we'll see how that plays out. But JCPenney's is above that $8.95 purchase price already. Right now, when you look at the stock, the stock does have a little bit more upside. It has a nice little formation, a little pattern, so it does ultimately look like it wants to get to around $10. But we'll see how that plays out in time. I don't think it's going to get there today, but hey, you never know off of this news. Looking over at a few other equities here, you have some upgrades and downgrades, but nothing that's really warranting a big move in either direction. So we're going to leave it there. Again, you do want to watch oil today. Oil has caught a little bit of a bid. Let me just get my exact oil chart up. Yeah, you're going to see oil up 21 cents to $94.30 a barrel. Again, I know yesterday the big news was out of Iran, and like I said yesterday, when you look at the USO, still had a ton of support around 33.50, and today it's trading up around 33.87. USO is a good proxy for light sweet crude, and oil seems to be holding up fairly well around these levels. So again, if you're looking at light sweet crude, it really, $93 is still a ton of support, and it's going to need to build more of a bearish base before it can break down lower. Looking at gold this morning, gold is trading higher by about $5, so gold is getting a little bit of an uptick. It caught a good bid yesterday afternoon. Right now we'll pull up the GLD, but gold is up $5 to $12.46 an ounce. And here's the GLD, and you'll see this is trading at 120.29. Yesterday it did catch a good little afternoon pop, and today looks like the GLD is trading basically right around where it closed, so no real action there. But spot gold is up about $5, and that's being reflected already in the GLD. So we'll see how this plays out today. I have to think, though, this is probably still a big area of support for GLD. It's a hard trade because the pattern is not so pretty, and it's below all the moving averages, so it is in a downtrend. But big level for gold now. Gold is going to have to stand up here, or it's going to go lower. So it's a make or break time. But I have to say, I think it's a pretty decent level for gold. Those of you that are gold traders out there, watch this chart very, very closely. It's the dollar yen, and when this goes up, gold will usually go down. When this goes down, gold will go higher. So if dollar yen starts to fall, gold will usually catch a bid, and I think that's one of the most important charts that correlates inversely to gold that a lot of traders don't even take a look at, but should start to watch if you are a gold trader. I think that's pretty much everything that I wanted to cover today. Yeah, I think we got it soup to nuts here. So again, we'll leave it alone. See how this market plays out. Again, day traders, you want to take advantage of the first 90 minutes, 2 hours, as the volume will get very, very light after that period. All right, with that said, everybody, have a great trading day, and we'll see you on the charts.